live from the KWQC Broadcast Center in downtown Davenport with Morgan Otier and Kyle Keel. This is Quad Cities Live.
Today on QCL, are you keeping your emergency fund in the right place? We'll share some of the biggest mistakes people make with their rainy day savings in your financial moment with Heidi.
Plus, details on the Figge Art Museum's new Music and Makers series, combining hands-on creativity with live local music.
And important advice if you're signed up to run this weekend's Big 7 road race. And Nelson Chiropractic is here with what not to do before and after crossing the finish line. Should be a fun one.
Yeah, and the Bix is where we begin today with a jam-packed week of running-related events that continue. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kyle Keel.
And I'm Morgan Otier. The biggest race weekend of the summer is almost here, and TV6 is your home for every exciting step of the Quad City Times Big 7.
Yeah, from the elite runners chasing records to thousands of participants taking on the course, we'll have it all covered on race day. And joining us now are the voices that you will hear leading our live broadcast, longtime Bix announcer Tony Revis, and our own first alert meteorologist, Kevin Phelps. Good to see you guys.
Yeah, good.
And you.
Thanks for being here today.
Absolutely. So, Tony, you've been a part of the Bix broadcast for what, more than 30 years now?
Yeah, 1992.
1992,
wow.
the rainy year, as I remember.
That was 10 seconds before the start of the race. The rain so hard that it literally knocked down the balloon arch.
I remember you telling that story.
Scrambling
Yes.
like mad to get rid of it. It was biblical.
Yeah.
Okay.
And of course we had the rain delay last year, but luckily that's looking better. But we'll talk weather later. But you know, you've been a part of the broadcast, as we mentioned, for so many years. What makes the Bix really stand out against other races across the country that you've covered?
I think it's the family reunion quality to it. People, I come from California. And then Bill Rogers comes from Massachusetts. Joan Benoit Samuelson comes from Maine. But people who grew up in the Quad Cities or went to school here, Bix is the reason that they all come. There's a gravitational pull to the Quad Cities.
There is.
At this time of year, and people just, I mean, you see the airport. You land and there's like the place is just packed.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. I think there's that quality, and then it's the week's worth of events. From last night's VIP sponsor party at the outings, tonight sprints. It's the kids run. I mean, the Big 7 is just the capper.
Right.
Yeah. It used to be the only event. So it's the quality of the place and the people and the hospitality, and then the series of events which gives everyone a chance to be part of the event.
Absolutely. So every Bix, Kevin, seems to have its own storylines. We cover a lot of them here on KWQC throughout the week, but is there anything that you are kind of watching closely heading into this year's Bix?
Well, I mean, I think this is the first time since '97 that as part of the PRO Racing Championship. So there's 8 individuals, I guess 7 now since Reed pulled out, but they have the option or the ability to grab a bonus on top of the prize winnings. So we'll be obviously fleshing those out during the race, and from Tony saying that somebody's potentially going to try to break the record.
Right. We're in the era of super shoes for a decade. See these brand new shoes that give you more return with every foot plant. It's like running on concrete after you've run on sand.
Okay.
Sand, you sink in. Concrete, you know, you can run faster because it's a harder surface. These shoes are not a harder surface, but their foam gives you back more return. So that's why we just had the mile world record set last weekend in London. That's good since 1999. The marathon world record went down to 1:59:30, the first time officially under 2 hours in London in April. Now, it's not just they're great athletes, it's the shoes they're wearing and the nutrition that they've developed to help them keep from getting their muscles fatigued.
Well, there you go, Kyle.
Yeah, I understand. You need those for sprints tonight.
Yes, I know. I need to maybe look into some better shoes here for next year. But Tony, obviously, one of your strengths is the storytelling behind these runners. I mean, just before the show, I heard you and Kevin talking. You're just rattling off names and all these stories. So are there any stories that are standing out to you with the runners this year, or any local stories that you're
Well, I forgot the name, but somebody was telling me, was it John Tope, the elite athlete coordinator? I forgot who it was. Somebody was saying one of the Masters, the top Masters qualifier, won the wife carrying a race in Finland last year.
Oh.
And he, there's
It's a
story.
multi-sport athlete.
And, right, and he won his wife's weight in beer.
Oh.
That was the award.
All right, well, Jake, I know you're listening. We need to find that video before we start airing some of our sprint stuff
I'm sure
tonight.
it's available
Then
somewhere.
we have to beat the Elite's going to be very special this year
Yes.
because the Phil
absolutely.
Young on the men's side and Kelsey Alba on the women's side.
Yeah.
They are the two best runners in the Quad Cities, and they're the best beat the elite runners
I can't
that
wait.
have ever challenged the professionals or vice versa, however you look at it. And I was at the table last night with Phil, and he's properly nervous, knows he'll have to run near a PR in order to hold them
I'm
off.
nervous.
I know. He's getting
nervous.
a 0.85 mile head start.
Not much.
It was 2009. Ben Lloyd had a 0.9 mile head start.
Yeah.
Just fun fact, they used to live across the street from each other.
The thing is that but the elites are running in a big pack, so that you get the energy. It's like the Tour de France is winding down now, but it's that peloton. It's that energy of the pack, whereas our beat the elites are running individually with all that pressure of knowing they're the prey. They're being hunted. So that's really another. I don't know if they take that into consideration, but that's a different mindset.
You're not even running.
You can go out there and pace them.
It's harder to be.
It's
harder to be the chase than it is to be the hunter.
Oh my gosh! Well, here's a look at the race route, the BIX map, and you can see the elevations and all of that.
Great race course.
You know, yes, it is, and they play a huge role. I'll always say, and Kyle and Kevin have heard me say this before. Whenever I've run it, I actually think Kirkwood on the way back
is the worst.
is the absolute worst part.
Brady's no
Brady is
problem.
nothing. McClellan Heights, I love. You know, middle, but that Kirkwood on the way back, that's a killer.
You
It's
hit
rough.
Bridge, and that's the steepest hill on part, and just constant. You can see Brady Street from so far away.
You're not close enough to the barn to smell the barn.
You're right. You're right. And even when you
tired.
come down Brady Street, it feels like you still have another mile to go before the finish line. We got sprints, of course, tonight, which is really exciting. That, of course, brings a lot of spectators out. So you guys looking forward to that, Kevin? I mean, that's a fun one. It's fast-paced.
Right?
I mean, it goes fast. I mean, we're going to crown 9 champions in a 1-hour span. You got high school bragging rights on the line. We have returning champions. You got Jen Barker coming back. And you've had some records now that have stood for 20 years. So
Jen Barker has won 17 different titles here on the BIX weekend, from the sprints to the Eloise Caldwell Trophy.
She's amazing, yeah.
Joan Benoit Samuelson has won 19. So Jen is closing in on Joan.
Closing in.
Yes.
Exciting.
Oh boy. Well, yeah, we can't wait for the sprints tonight. KWQC will beat Whitey's. I'm just saying. Maybe we'll see.
We'll see. There's 2 of them. You got the malts and the shakes.
The malts and the shakes. Well, for everything that you need to know about this weekend's Big 7, from registration to the packet pickup and much more, you can visit the website on your screen. That is big7.com.
And you can catch the 52nd running of the Big 7 live on TV6 this Saturday morning. Our pre-show begins at 7:30, followed by the race at 8. Kevin and Tony, this has been a lot of fun.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being
See you
here.
on Brady Street.
Yes, thank
We'll
you.
see you here in a couple hours.
Quad Cities live coverage of Bix Week is sponsored by Fleet Feet.
Come on Quad Cities Live, how not to run the BIX. That's coming up next, and Dr. Tracy Nelson is here with tips for runners and walkers alike who are taking on the sometimes grueling 7-mile course.
Quad Cities Live continues.
The Quad City Times Big 7 is one of the area's most iconic traditions, but a few common mistakes can turn race day into a painful experience.
Yes, joining us now with some simple steps that you can take to stay safe and feel your best is Dr. Tracy Nelson of Nelson Chiropractic. Dr. Tracy, always a pleasure to talk to you.
I'm so excited about this segment.
It's a great one. It's a great one. I am too, and I admitted to Dr. Tracy that I'm doing a lot of these don'ts, but you know what? It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay.
You're always fine.
I always. Yeah, and I do very well under pressure. So yes, exactly.
You're always good.
So today we're talking about what not to do ahead of the BIX. So the first mistake that people make is waiting until the day of with no training.
Yes, and sometimes like, well, I've done it before, or I've done it 10 times.
That's me.
I got it, even though you haven't ran since last year. So you
hey,
just
I did
have
2
to,
miles last week. I'll be okay.
And
no hills.
You have to have a strategy, you know, and strategy often needs to go by the weather, right? Like you can't just go crazy. So it depends on how much you've trained or not trained, how many hills you've done, and really the weather.
Yeah.
So just doing it is part of the fun. Like
Yes.
anyone that's walked it, ran it, it's still fun no matter what you
Absolutely.
do.
It is fun. Okay, mistake number 2, ignoring hydration. And I remember the first few times I ran the Bix, I'd heard this. Start hydrating like days in advance.
Yeah, like
don't
this
just
morning.
Don't drink like a
Correct.
ton of water like the morning of.
Right, so you have to start like right now.
Yeah.
And how do we know if we're fully hydrated?
Right.
Your urine should be clear. So you need to start drinking water now. You don't want to try to get it all in the morning
Right.
of the Bix or even really late Friday night because it will
You'll be
just
stopping a lot.
Yeah,
Yes.
and you don't want to do that.
No.
You don't want to do that. And it will just give you stomach ache, kind of cramps, things like that. It has to get in your cells. It can't just be in your stomach.
Right.
And that's the one thing that I have been doing is hydrating.
Okay.
So I think
Good.
we're okay
Good job.
there.
Good.
So
Okay.
the next one is starting too fast at the starting line. And I don't do this. I definitely
No.
don't do this because, you know, I've done it
We've
14
run it
times.
before,
So
we know.
We know you don't
know
just take
better.
up Brady
Yeah,
Street Hill.
people
but
do it once,
there
and
are-
they don't do it again.
But there are some people who just like think that they need to just go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's easy because it's so exciting.
It's
like
so
the
exciting,
national
yeah.
anthem and everybody is just like this rush going up the hill, but you have to really pace yourself. And
Yeah.
even when you're fully trained, you kind of want to lay down at the middle of the hill. Like it's just a beast.
It's absolutely true. And
Yeah.
we were just talking with Kevin and Tony when I was talking about Kirkwood on the way back. I mean, you're
Yes.
talking mile 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
Brutal. Like
it's tough.
you need to pace yourself. It reminds me of little kids when they run. Like you'll see in the Arconic junior Bix, they do that. They go out hard
they
right
do.
away, and then they just kind of peter out by the
Yep.
end. Okay, so making rookie race day mistakes. That's mistake number 4. So this is very interesting. Let's not buy a bunch of new stuff like a couple days before the race.
No, you don't want to wear new shoes.
Right.
You certainly don't want to wear anything you haven't run in before.
Sure.
It could rub wrong. It could do all kinds of things. You don't necessarily want to run into tutu or all
Right.
these crazy things because they can burn you.
Yeah.
Honestly, there's a lot of friction that from running.
costumes. Oh, I know.
Chafing.
I know.
Oh.
Yeah. So you just have to be careful. I mean, I guess you need to start running in a tutu if you're going to wear a tutu. Just don't do anything the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what if we didn't train? We're signed up to run, but we didn't train.
Yeah. What's your advice? I guess.
What do we do with that?
I mean, walk, jog, listen to your body. I
Yeah.
mean, if you have good cardio, you can probably get away with it. But even if you have to walk up the hills, kind of jog down the hills.
Yeah, a lot of people do
most
that.
And it's still really fun.
It is
Yeah.
So
so much
just
fun.
be smart. Don't try to, outdo yourself. It doesn't really matter.
Don't try to beat the elite.
Don't be the elite if you're not. So.
Okay, so what not to do after the race. I think these are fabulous tips because you know what? A lot of people are going to do these things. So I earned this beer is your quote.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Those words have come out of my mouth
There's an
before.
after
Everyone
party.
says it.
There's an after party. My thing was, first, Morgan, chug at least one water.
I do that, yeah, for
Before you grab a beer.
At least.
Yeah.
And just kind of like settle down a little
Right.
bit, right? So you kind of
Settle
gotta
down.
you gotta calm down just a little bit, let your stomach kind of stop moving,
Have a
and then
banana.
drink some water.
Yeah.
And then the prize of
Yes.
that beer.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the other one is everybody like there's nothing better than an after Bix basement nap.
Yes.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And there's a lot of people that crawl into our office the next day after that because you really need to cool down.
Yeah.
You can take that nap, but don't lay there all day and get really, really stiff.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's a dangerous one.
Well, if you do have a basement nap and you do need to crawl into the office the
Yeah.
next day, you have a really cool opportunity with this Bix recovery event that you guys are doing at Nelson Chiropractic. So this is going to be on the Monday.
Yeah, and if you want to reserve your spot, you can call the number on your screen. That's 563-359-9541. And you can learn more about services offered by Nelson by visiting their website, nelsonchiropractic.com. And of course, we'll have all this information on our website as well.
Yeah.
Dr. Tracy, thank you for reminding me of
I love
what
this
I've done
segment.
wrong.
I do too.
It's
Yeah.
great.
Thank you so much for being here today.
Good luck, everybody.
Quad Cities live coverage of Bix Week is sponsored by Fleet Feet.
And coming up on QCL, you've built an emergency fund. Now what? Join us for part 3 of our series with financial expert Heidi Hughescamp-Collins next. Well, if life throws you a curveball, having an emergency fund can make all the difference. It is time now for our financial moment with Heidi, and today is part 3 of this emergency fund info series. Heidi Hugheskamp Collins is our financial contributor, and Heidi, thank you so much for joining us today.
It's great to be here.
Yes, I just feel like this has been such a helpful series on emergency funds, right? We maybe have heard about them before. Some people have heard about them all the time, but they just feel like it's not something that they can pursue. So these have been incredibly helpful tips. So emergency fund rules that everybody should know. That's kind of the topic for today. So where should a person with an emergency fund not keep their emergency fund?
We touched on this just real briefly last week, but don't put your emergency fund in the stock market, in cryptocurrency, in gold, none of that. You put it in an interest-bearing account that is FDIC insured,
Okay.
or insured by your credit union, and it's not going to fluctuate.
Okay, so some good advice there, where we should keep it, where we should not keep it. So what should people do once they hit their emergency fund goal?
Right. So we talked about the goal should be 3 to 6 months of living expenses. So you've been going along, living your life without that money because you've been diverting it to the emergency fund.
Okay.
You get to your goal. You've been doing okay with that without that money. So put it towards retirement. Put it towards paying down debt. Put it towards building wealth by investing in investments.
Okay, and I think we have a graphic that shows just some of the questions that we are talking about here today. If we could get that on the screen, just so people can kind of follow along with us here. So once again, we started with where should you not keep your emergency fund, and then we've got what people can do once they hit their goal. Some really good advice there for people, because you want to start saving for other things, of course. An emergency fund, is it something that you set and forget?
No, please don't do that.
Okay.
If you have an emergency fund, look at that every single year. Sit down with your partner if you are, married or living together, and figure out, have our living expenses gone up?
Right.
Or is my job a little bit less stable?
Yeah.
Either one of those things, you're going to want to bump up that emergency fund amount.
Okay, so do not set it and forget it. I wasn't really quite sure what that meant, but that makes perfect sense once you explain it that way. Okay, so I love this question. Are there differences across different generations of Americans as far as how well we are doing with our emergency funds? Because we know there are generational changes.
Yes, absolutely. So if you were to line every boomer up, Morgan, and they are sitting there and they have a poster board with the amount they have in their emergency fund.
Right.
Smack dab in the middle, that middle person is going to be $2,000.
Okay.
If you were to do the same thing with Gen Z savers,
Yes.
$400.
Okay. Yes.
So 5 times as much with the boomer generation, which makes sense. But here's the thing, no matter what your age, if you start today, you'll be better off than you were the day before.
Absolutely, yeah. And that holds true for so many things in life, doesn't it? So a reminder for everybody watching, this is part 3 of our series. We would encourage you to go on the website and see part 1 and part 2. And Heidi can help answer any of your financial questions, big or small. To learn more, visit her website, hhcinvestments.net. And please check out our QCL segments by heading to our website, kwqc.com, and clicking the tab for Quad Cities Live. Heidi, thank you so much for joining us today.
Good to be here.
Thank you very much. And coming up, get creative on Thursday nights at the Figgy. We are previewing the museum's new Music and Makers Nights, featuring live local music and hands-on art activities.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
The Figgy Art Museum is the place to be on Thursday nights in August.
The museum is kicking off its Music and Makers Nights, inviting visitors to enjoy live music along with some hands-on art activities. Joining us with what to expect is Heather Aronson Martin, Director of Education at the Figgy. Heather, welcome back. Thanks for being here. I feel like every time you join us, you've got really something very fun to share.
Yes.
Well, I love that. I hope so. I try really hard.
Yes, you absolutely do. So tell us about Music and Makers Nights. Really, what can visitors expect when they they show up on
Yeah.
Thursday evenings?
Well, I really like the kind of choose your own adventure style. We want everybody to feel welcome at the Figgy, right? It doesn't matter if you're just like casually coming in after work, or if you're like bringing the whole family, or if you're like a super art enthusiast. So Music and Maker Night is kind of a night to kind of address all those things.
Okay.
So we have live music, we have some kind of like easy way in art making activity.
Okay.
And we also have specialty tours if you're like really into art.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah, so we've got some photos here of some craft making going on. So what kind of hands-on art activities can people look forward to there on Thursday nights?
So we have every August Thursday is themed. It's free admission, of course, right? So the first one's Wonder Woman. So we have this great Wonder Woman video. So we're going to make like Wonder Woman brass cuffs. And then we have our curator, Vanessa Sage. She's going to give a tour of the exhibition. And then we have live music. And then we have an abstract art night. We have a what's hot with glass night. And we're going to do corn shrinky dinks because Corn Zone is on display, and we have a glass artist giving a tour. So things like that. So we try to pair like either a local artist or one of our curators to give a tour. It's like a 30-minute in-depth tour. You can jump in, you can grab a great drink at our bar, you can grab a really good smash burger, and sit and listen to live music with friends, or you can dive in and like, you know, get a little creative, make something with no pressure.
And as you already mentioned, we do not need to be artistic.
Oh my gosh, no.
Perfect.
You know, we don't need that experience.
We want you to try. Just be like, okay, this music is good. Yeah, that looks fun. I'm going to try that.
Yes, wonderful.
I can make a shrinky dink.
And of course, you've alluded to this a couple of times, but music is a really big part of these evenings. So tell us a little bit about some of the local musicians who'll be performing. I see a lot of familiar faces here.
Oh my gosh, we have had such a wonderful music lineup. And our friends at QC Beats always help us out with lists of artists. We have Randy Leisman. We have Mo and Alex.
Wonderful.
We have, oh my gosh, who else? We have just a lineup every week.
You do, yeah.
We have duos and singles and all kinds of different kinds of music. And they usually are really good about taking requests and sometimes singing along. So
Yes.
It's a fun time.
And I know this isn't the first time that you've had live music associated with exhibits at the art museum. So how was this kind of a unique experience combining the two?
Well, I just think, you know, the arts all go together.
Absolutely.
And there's nothing like, we have playlists in the galleries. I don't know if you knew that. We're working with the symphony to develop some playlists so you can listen. And, you know, it's kind of like think of your own silent disco. But this is just like, we really want it to be a place of community. Like I said, if you want to stop by with a friend and grab a drink after work, if you want to, you know, it's a long night, I'm not cooking, bring the family down. If you want to have a date night, you want to get together with girls.
Perfect.
It's like a perfect evening where you can just kind of dive in and choose your own adventure.
Absolutely. Well, do not miss Music and Makers Nights on Thursdays throughout August at the Figgy Art Museum. That first event is set for the 6th, and the theme again is celebrating all Wonder Women. A reminder, it is free admission on Thursday nights at the Figgy. To learn more or see a calendar of events, visit figgyartmuseum.org. Heather, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you stopping by, and thank you so much for watching Quad Cities Live.
Yeah, we'll see you Friday at 3.